In our main stories tonight, the country woke up to sad news on Monday when landslides hit Bududa district in the far east, sweeping villages and killing 80 people. In this special report, NBS TV brings you the events of the past 5 days after disaster struck.
What began as normal raindrops has become one of the most disasters in Uganda's history. Survivors have lost hopes that any of their relatives would be found alive after 6 days of searching. There are no clear words to express what lies in their mind. Many are standing still and speechless, wondering over their next destination. Typhus Masaba, 45, is a born of Mamono village, overlooking Namutesu, the actual site of the landslides in Bududa district. He rears pigs in Kenya, where he works. However, he received the shocking news of the fateful incident, but was mesmerized when he learned that his whole clan of over 50 members had perished. He remains with only 6 close relatives, including his father, Nest Napoli, who has refused to leave the area since the incident. Most of his sisters and close relatives were either working in Namutesi or married there.
Nemukotomi wange n'abakanda bange b'ekika bawera abantu nga 5 b'ekika famire yona bamama wange ne bamusaala wenyini awo kookya bange bonyini bafiira awo batata bange b'ekika abantu bonna bakika.
Survivors now live in tents constructed by the Uganda People's Defense Force rescue team and wake up as early as possible to go to Namutesu that looks a total mess. But after a few hours of searching, they leave. Rescue efforts are going on by the UPDF, Uganda Wildlife Authority, Uganda Police, United Nations, and the Red Cross. By press time, the Uganda Red Cross had collected over 1.3 billion Uganda shillings in relief aid. Corporate companies have contributed, including MTN, Taro Oil, and countries like Kenya and South Africa, which have already sent in their condolences. The UN has also sent a multi-agency task force to the area, including several aid agencies, to carry out a strategic assessment of the disaster and a plan for action. Some 300 UPDF troops are continuing with the exercise of locating the most prone areas overlooking a large stone that sparked off the disastrous incident, although salvaging bodies by the UPDF has remained a nightmare.
But we are getting a lot of problems, even in the nature of the equipment we are using, and even the technology generally.
However, the buried villages, which look from a distance like a freshly graded construction site, now emit a horrid stench as humidity and wet conditions began to decompose the remaining bodies of the still missing residents. Conflicting figures of the dead have been given, with the UPDF registering 77 bodies. The Uganda Red Cross notes 90 deaths, while other sources put it at a high as 103. The conflicting figures depict the haphazard manner of rescue work on ground, with soldiers and volunteers using hand hoes and in some cases have hands to lift or crush stones and scoop mounds of wet soil. There were earlier suggestions that government relocates the remaining survivors to Silonko, Bunyore, Bugerere areas. However, this might prove more like a nightmare, since most of the residents are unwilling to comply with the directive. They claim their homes are intact and very secure, besides being more fertile than the suggested districts. However, government believes the remaining residents are still sitting on a time bomb that requires immediate and technical attention. Earlier, President Yoweri Museveni directed that all people in the landslide-prone neighboring villages of Tunasi, Murere, and Kubewo be relocated to Burucheke, Bubita, Bududa district headquarters. Besides Bududa, meteorologists have made prior warnings that districts of Kabare, Bundibujo, and other western parts are prone to more landslides due to heavy rainfall expected to stretch up to May this year. Recently, landslides struck the mountainous areas of Kabare, where property and lives worth billions of shillings was lost. With the slippery mountain slopes, relief efforts have been affected since vehicles stop about 12 kilometers away at Rwanda because the stretch of the road uphill, passing over bridges, is not motorable. and trekking takes 2 hours. And so, we welcome all assistance of any nature to help Bududa survivors who have no one to look up to but God, and of course, your prayers. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Amen. Richard Biencha, Bashir Khan, and Margaret Nangoba for NBS News at Bududa.